Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jonathan with the RIDESHARE panel, and if you haven't already subscribed, do that right now so that you can get the latest updates on everything that has to do with rideshare. And today we're going to be looking at 13 ways that you can get deactivated from Uber. Some of these might surprise you, so stick around and make sure you catch them all. The first thing that you can do that will get you deactivated is probably the most common reason why people get deactivated, and that's from having too low of a star rating with Uber. Now, ratings kind of vary by city, and you have to keep the minimum average in your city in order to stay activated. The good news is if you get deactivated for this reason, you can always get reactivated. So there's third-party courses that are offered through other companies, and if you take one of these courses and kind of prove that you're willing to do what it takes to get back online, Uber may reactivate you. So the second thing that you can do to get deactivated from Uber is have too high of a cancellation rate. Now this also works as a minimum average in your city, so if you go above that average in your city, then Uber has a reason to deactivate you, and you're going to want to make sure to stay above that number. The third thing that you can do to get deactivated from Uber is assault a passenger. Now, as a general rule of thumb, you should not even be touching passengers. You really have no need to do this. But if you cross that line and assault a passenger, you're going to get deactivated right away. And usually what happens here is Uber is going to kind of put your account on hold and do a little investigation. They'll probably be looking into whoever claimed that there was an assault. And if they find out that an assault actually did happen, then you're sure to get deactivated, and you're not going to get reactivated to Uber at this point. You can also get deactivated for having sex with a passenger. Now, touching, flirting, any sort of this behavior is against Uber policies, and having sex with them, well, that's definitely going to get you deactivated. And if Uber kind of gets any sort of report that this happened, they're going to do the same thing they would do if you assaulted a passenger. They're going to put your account on hold, do an investigation, and if it turns out that you did this, then you're going to get deactivated and you're not going to be able to get reinstated. Inappropriate language or gestures can also get you deactivated from Uber. This is against their policy, so as a general rule of thumb, just stay away from all of it, and keep your behavior very appropriate and very classy. Number 6 is unwanted contact of a passenger after a ride. So any calling, texting, or showing up at that person's residence or the place you drop them off after the ride is terminated can easily get you deactivated. This is kind of like a form of harassment, and Uber does not like you doing this. If you break any of the local laws in your area, that can get you deactivated from Uber. Unsafe driving is also another reason to get deactivated from Uber. Make sure you're keeping it safe, because your passenger's safety and your own safety is of the utmost importance. A lot of times it's important to get people where they're going quickly, but make sure you're doing it safely first of all. And if your passengers really have any questions or concerns, you got to really make that obvious that their safety is more important than getting somewhere a few minutes early. You are not allowed to have a firearm in the vehicle when you drive for Uber. So if the app's ever turned on and you have your concealed carry with you in the car, that is not allowed, and that can get you deactivated immediately. If you fail your background check or something turns up that gives Uber a reason to believe that you're not qualified to be an Uber driver, then they can deactivate your account. Any sort of fraudulent behavior is a reason to get deactivated from Uber. So if you're creating fake accounts, giving fake rides, or asking for cleaning fees for fake things that didn't make a mess in your car, those are all reasons that Uber can deactivate your account. There's a zero tolerance policy for any kind of discrimination at Uber, so discriminating against riders based upon their gender, their sex, their religion, or their race are obviously not allowed. Out-of-date personal info or vehicle requirements can get your account put on hold. You're not going to get deactivated, but you aren't going to be able to go online until you get your stuff up to date. If you've committed one of the more serious offenses that was listed, your odds of getting reactivated are very slim. But if you want to contest this, or you don't believe that you were rightfully deactivated, then the best thing to do is to reach out to Uber support, either through the app, through the phone, or through their email, and kind of get a better idea of why they say you were deactivated, and give them their argument as to why you should be reinstated or why you shouldn't have been deactivated in the first place. If the above doesn't work and you can't get reactivated for Uber, then you can always try a different on-demand service. You could drive for Lyft, you could deliver with Postmates, or you could help people move with Dolly. There's a lot of different on-demand gigs out there in the gig economy, and you should probably be diversified just in case you do get deactivated.